Welcome everybody to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob. All right, keep talking about how sexy I am in my glasses. We were having this conversation before we started. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
The very last episode we started off talking about your glasses. Like, oh my god.
That was a couple days ago. We're past that now. We're talking about now. We're in the now. It's all about what have you done for me lately. And I was getting a really good compliment from you, and you were talking, and I was like, we should record this. And I feel like because I hit the record button, you're like, I'm not giving you compliments. I'm not sharing that with the rest of the world.
That's special just for you, babe.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you what. I'm really excited about recording this episode. I'm always excited about recording the podcast. It's so much fun. I love it. I love talking to you.
So what is it about this episode that you're so excited about?
I mean, I want to tell you, but I feel a little creepy about it.
Now you have to tell me.
Okay. Well, if I promise to tell you, would you promise to stop shaking so much?
Oh.
You're shaking the whole table. You do that when you sit still.
Sorry.
You just
I can't help it. Like, I have trouble sitting still.
Katie is one of those people that when she sits still, she does that thing with her legs where she just, I'm trying to show them and I can't, her leg bounces back and forth.
I can't sit completely still. Something has to be moving.
Yeah. Okay,
I catch myself laying in bed at night, like, wiggling my toes.
I do that too.
Like, I just can't.
I was watching TV
like
one night,
restless.
And this drug came on, and it was like, do you have a restless leg syndrome? And I was like, oh my God, I have that. Like, I've been laying in bed before, and I was like, I would have to get up and just walk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's happened to me before.
I feel like if I lay on my back anymore, I'm just going to start kicking my feet in the air like those dancers you see on TV that all kick their legs in the same way.
The Rockettes.
I feel like I went for a joke there and then realized I didn't know the name of them. So thanks for saving me. That's what you're here for.
Yeah.
No, I was listening. This is going to sound really this is going to sound bad. It's going to sound like conceited almost. I was listening to our podcast earlier today. I do that. Like, normally I'll listen to an episode, and this is after I've listened to the episode to edit it. So, like, I have the conversation, and then I listen to the whole thing again.
We must be pretty darn entertaining then.
I listen to the whole thing again, and I do edits.
Or you're just really conceited and like the sound of your voice. I don't know.
I mean, I have to take all those spots where you're being really racist. I have to take that stuff out. God. So nobody, the whole.
Wait, I do not. I am not racist.
I'm just joking.
Jeez.
But no, I listen to it when I edit, and then a lot of times I'll listen to it again in the car. It started out like, I just want to make sure it sounds good because I get nervous about that. Like, I put a lot of thought and time into the process of the podcast and making sure that the sound is good. And like, I'm not happy with it now. And once again, not to sound conceited, but I get compliments all the time from other podcasters about how it sounds, but I'm not happy with it. There's things about it.
I don't listen to a million different podcasts, but I know sound wise that ours sounds better than a lot of the ones I've heard.
I'm not going to say a lot, but I mean, it sounds good, but there's stuff about it that I don't like. And I can't fix it because that stuff costs money. Patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show.
Well, that's what I mean, like, other podcasts of people who, like, have more money to put into it than us.
Yes.
You know, and I do think there's a difference in sound quality. Like, I can tell that you work really hard to make the sound good with what we have.
And there's also that hour before we podcast where you're, like, sitting on the couch and I'm doing all this stuff. And I'm so excited about the house. Like, being able to just have a space that's mine, and I put the podcast equipment up. I'm really going off topic real easily.
I still don't know what the creepy thing is.
The creepy thing is...
Oh, because you were listening to our own podcast?
I was listening to our own podcast, not so much to, like, judge how it sounds, because now for the past probably 15 episodes, it's been pretty consistent. I'm a fan of yours.
Of mine?
Yeah, of yours, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, just like everybody that listens to this show, you're the star.
No.
It's crazy. And like, sometimes it's aggravating for me personally because I'm like, I put so much work into this. Can you tell me one topic right now you have for this episode?
For this episode?
Nothing.
No, you were just like, we're recording tonight. I was like, all right. I sat on the couch and watched TV until you said, all right, everything is set up. I sat there eating cookies and milk.
Yeah, you don't come with anything. You don't.
My stuff is natural,
like,
baby, from the
you don't. you don't do anything. I'm going to put this out there. You don't do anything when it comes to the podcast itself other than sitting there and responding to the stupid stuff that I talk about. Like, that's all you do. And everybody loves you. And I'm like, I work so hard to make this happen. Like, I do all the marketing. I do the sound checks. I do the equipment stuff. I do the editing. Like, I do the posting. Like, I do everything.
I post.
You like things that I post sometimes.
No, I post things like on our Facebook page and stuff sometimes.
But the point is, I'm a fan of yours. And I was listening.
Probably a good thing.
I was listening to an episode today, and I was like, I want to talk to her again. I'm going to do it again. Like
you can't just come home and talk to me anytime.
We did. We had a conversation for like an hour tonight. I told you sometimes.
We've been married for almost 10 years. It was like, well, we had a conversation tonight.
Well, for God's sakes, for the life that we live, for me and you to have a conversation for an hour.
We record a podcast because I really want to talk to her.
No,
That's so sad.
I love what you do right here. I love it. And there's a lot of other people that do.
There's so many. I'm gonna say just about every day. Every day that you work, you come home and like you have things you want to tell me, and I have things I want to tell you.
And I'm like, I'm not saying anything to you until we put a microphone up.
No, it's not it. We start trying to have conversations, but we have two 2-year-olds that live here also.
There's so many times that you start talking to me and like a baby starts screaming and I look at you and I'm like, you can keep talking if you want, but I can't. I can't do it.
I can do it because I know how to like
you zone
focus.
them out. Yeah.
I like focus in on what I'm doing and like the crying and stuff.
It bothers me a lot more than it bothers you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't have that ability. But I mean, I'm with them all day, so I have to like zone them out at certain points to certain degrees. And
I get that.
But yeah, it's really hard to have a conversation because like it's like they know and they get really excited when Daddy comes home. Oh my gosh, when we used to have a dog, Mario, he knew the sound of your footsteps coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
And he knew the sound of your key in the door. And he would always get so excited. And every so often he would slip up and one of the neighbors would be walking up the stairs and he would get really excited because he would think it was you. But usually he could like differentiate.
Sure.
He knew what you specifically sounded like coming up the stairs. And the kids...
Sounds like a monster coming up the stairs, a 300-pound angry man.
The kids are the same way. Like, as soon as, like, they hear the slight jingle of your keys...
They know it's me. I get it.
And they're like, Daddy's home! And they get so excited. Tonight, they were in the bedroom with me. I was folding, like, a bazillion loads of laundry.
Mm-hmm.
Or I was trying, because... For anybody who's ever tried to fold laundry with kids around, they're like, I want to wear your shirt. They were helping me fold socks. Oh my God, it was so cute. The effort was amazing.
Just so everyone knows, when she said fold socks, she did the quote unquote thing with her fingers. To everybody in audio land, you were just like, they're helping me fold socks. Like, our kids are not that talented. They're super smart.
They were trying, and like Reagan...
I wasn't there, but I'm sure that they were just picking socks up and sticking them together and then throwing them on the ground.
Reagan was like, no, she was taking her time, and she would like fold it in half, and then she would kind of ball it up. But like, she was trying to show Riley how to do it.
Yeah, because she does that.
She was trying to correct him, and she was like, no, Riley, fold it up. Because Riley, he's a dude. He was just kind of balling up. But he was trying to. But I was just watching.
Just leave it in that basket until I got to wear it again.
she was like correcting the way he was trying to fold his sock. And I was like, oh my God, that's so my child.
Let me say something real quick.
I don't even know why I was talking about this.
Let me say something. It just hit my brain. There's not a lot of good things about being fat. Because that's what I am. I'm fat. I'm not happy about it. But I mean, it's life. I get it. I know why I'm fat. It's because when I eat a plate of food, I'm like, man, I really like that. And I'm going to have a second plate of it when I don't need it. But there are good things about being fat that skinny people don't get to appreciate. One of those things is like, if you're sitting on the couch, you can rest something on your stomach because it like sticks out. There are some people with beer bellies that can do that. But I mean, like, as a fat person, like,
or baby bellies.
I can put my hands up there. It's a nice resting spot. When you have that really uncomfortable flat 6-pack thing going on, you can't do that. You can't enjoy that. Other people enjoy that. You don't enjoy it. But, one of the things that you made me think of, I can wear a wrinkled shirt. And because I'm so fat, when I put it on, it smooths it back out. No. Like a skinny person puts a wrinkled shirt on, they're wearing a wrinkled shirt for the rest of the day.
Because I hate ironing.
Yeah. Like, I can wear,
Pop that mess in the dryer.
I wear a 2X shirt when it's like just a regular t-shirt. And, here recently it's been like real close to me, like, oh my God, I need to wear 3X shirts. So, but we're working on it. We're working on it. But like a button-up shirt, I can't wear a 2X button-up shirt. Cause like when I sit down, it expands like Jabba the Hutt.
Shirts are only designed to fit
Yeah.
specific body types.
Or to
I'm
not sit
convinced.
down. Like when I wear a shirt and a tie, like a button-up shirt, I'm like, well, I hope I don't gotta sit down today, and I want to sit down because I'm fat. So it's kind of like a lose-lose, but anyways, what were you saying?
I don't even know. I was talking about the kids folding laundry, and I don't really remember why.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you got home,
Mm-hmm.
and they both just dropped everything and ran to you. And Reagan was wearing one of my shirts, and I had fashioned it into a dress. I tied a scarf around her. So it was
She looked really cute.
And so she was like, Daddy, look at my dress. And then she was like, look at my pretty toes. I painted her toenails, like 2 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, randomly, she's just like, look at my pretty toes. Look at my, and she's like sticking her foot in my face. And then to you too, Daddy, look at my pretty toes. I'm looking at her dress for bedtime. Daddy, look at my pretty toes. Like, oh my gosh, she's such a girly girl. But yeah, they dropped.
She's the princess.
Yeah, she pulled that mess again tonight. Just out of nowhere, she comes up to me, Mommy, I am the princess.
I feel like we joke about it a lot, and like we think it's funny, but here in a couple of years, we're going to be like, oh God, what do we do?
What kind of monster have we created? But yeah, like they drop everything, they run to you, and whatever they have going on, they're like, I can't wait to show Daddy. They're so excited.
What can I say? I'm so likable. They adore me.
It's because
Now-
you're not here. You're not here with them all day.
No, I get that, and I've said that
They start out
before.
liking me in the mornings. They
They're
really
like, oh,
do.
it's mommy, and then 2 hours later, it's like, mommy keeps making me do bad stuff. I don't.
Well, that sounded really bad.
Yeah, I meant like, like pick up your toys and whatnot. Like
Mommy won't let me slam all the doors in the house.
they do that.
Mommy won't let me go in the refrigerator and stick my hand in the sour cream container
we're
and shake my hand off and fling sour cream all over the kitchen.
we're gonna have this new house soon, and honestly, I'm gonna be like, slam all the doors you want. I don't care anymore. Like the door slamming.
Oh, like, this is my house.
The
You're
door,
slamming my doors.
the door slamming itself doesn't bother me. It's the door slamming when I think it could bother other people that live in the apartment building. I'm just like, oh, please.
That's a
stop
big
slamming
part of
the
it, but
door.
when it's like slam, open,
Yeah.
slam, open, slam, open, slam, open, I'm like, that's enough. And then I'm like, Reagan, don't slam the door. And then Riley go, I'm gonna go tell her, open, slam.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So circling back around to where we
I
started.
don't even know what we're talking about right now.
No, I was listening to our podcast, and
For anybody who doesn't know by now, I could talk about my kids all day long.
Yeah.
I love them.
I try to cut you off at some
They're
points.
funny. They're entertaining. They're aggravating. They're all those things. I could talk about them all day long.
But I do like to talk to you. And another thing is like, I don't think there's a lot of couples that have what we have when it comes to this. I was talking to one of our listeners. And he looked at me and he goes, one of the main reasons that I listen to your show is because you and your wife can sit down and just have these conversations. Not saying that, him and his wife couldn't, but he kind of admired it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And also he was like, and I really like your wife's laugh. And I was like, well, that's weird.
Oh God, I think I have just like this goofy, terrible laugh.
But, he was like, oh, I really like when Katie laughs. And now I feel like obligated to try to make you laugh constantly so that like our listeners go up. But no, I'm a really big fan of yours. And I'm excited that I get to be on the show with you, even though I'm going to say this, it's my show. Like, this is all me, but you make it great.
See, it's teamwork.
It's kind of like a director or like a writer of a movie. Like, you can write a really good movie, but if you don't have those people to like pull it off, it doesn't happen. And you're those people.
It's a woman thing.
I don't think it's a woman thing. I think it's a Katie thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I'm
Because, honestly, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and out of the 10...
I mean, like, with life in general, a lot, in general,
what the hell are you talking about right now?
Every good man needs that good woman backing them up.
Sure.
That's what I meant. Not in just the podcasting world.
I got you. I understand.
Yeah. Sorry, continue to tell me how...
No, that was it. I'm just excited to talk to you. But I didn't have anything. Like, I didn't plan on recording tonight. all I knew.
Yeah, we just recorded like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Like twice in 1 week. Like, ooh. Whoa.
All I knew was
I don't
I
make
was
time
like,
for this.
I want to do it. I want because we have so much fun talking to you, like in this environment.
I am burping spaghetti like crazy. Sorry.
That's okay. You completely just threw me off.
It's like it's like so strong. Like I'm burping and it's like tastes like spaghetti. Like so strong.
There is something magical about the microphones. We were having this conversation earlier. It makes me feel like I have to perform, and I don't like that. Mm-hmm. Like I wish I could just have the normal conversations that we have. But one thing that these microphones do for us is like it stops us from going in negative directions. You know what I mean? Like if we're like,
I'm probably like more careful about what I say to you than I am in real life.
When the microphone's on off, you're like, screw you, fat man, and you just walk off and slam the door.
Oh my god, no.
You guys would be surprised at how many times she calls me fat man and just leaves.
I've never called you that, so shut your face.
Called me what? You called me Fat Bob on the Patreon episode not too long ago.
Because you were telling everybody to call you Fat Bob.
We never told that story on the regular podcast.
What story?
About the realtor lady.
You making her call you Fat Bob?
Yeah. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to do this real quick because the patrons already had to sit through it. We were going to go meet the realtor for the house, and I looked at you and I was like, I want to have some fun. I want to make the...
I'm going to make her call me Fat Bob.
I'm going to make her call me Fat Bob.
And then I said, how are you going to do that, Bob?
And I was like, I'm going to just tell her that's my name. Well, I get out of the truck and she walks up and like, she's real aggressive. She's a salesman, you know? She's like
this petite little lady. She's really aggressive. I was so scared.
She didn't come in swinging a stick or anything, but she goes, hey Bob, how's it going? And I was like,
this cute, petite, skinny little girl named Crystal. And you're like, she's aggressive.
Anyways, long story short, it was like a day later. She had sent me a text because I told her, I was like, text messages are best for like my lifestyle. Text messages and emails are the way to go. Like if you call me,
you know, that lifestyle where I like hate the world.
I might not answer the phone. And if I do answer the phone, you can pretty much guarantee that there's something else going on and you're not getting my full attention.
I'm either at work and going to have to get off the phone very quickly or there's screaming children in the background.
So, she sends me a text and she's like, I'm trying to fill out this contract. I need your full name. And when she said that, or when she sent me the text, I was like, this is my opportunity. So I was like, well, my name is Robert, McKnight. I was like, but my friends call me Fat Bob.
That's what you said, Robert, McKnight. Like,
look, I need you to get off my, here's the thing. Let's switch gears for a second.
You didn't know your name? You pick on your sister for saying or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, Robert, McKnight.
McKnight. Right? You know what my last name is. You know what my last name is. You're 20 weeks pregnant. You're a whole lot of pregnant. You're over halfway. Really? Over halfway. And tonight, I decided I want to drink some. But you can't.
I mean, I think you mean I shouldn't.
You shouldn't, yeah. And you didn't.
And I don't.
I actually put a picture up on Facebook because I made you a shot glass of milk and I gave you a little cookie. So like I wasn't drinking cause I'm not an alcoholic.
It's weird to me. Yeah. The times that I've like drank alone, even just like a glass of wine, like especially if like you're already in bed, like I'm the only one up and I'm like, I'm going to have a glass of wine. I'm sitting there. I'm like, it feels kind of weird. I mean, not being pregnant before I was pregnant, but yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I guess I'm a social drinker.
Me too. And tonight I didn't. Tonight I drank by myself and it's very awkward. And I'm not going to say that, I'm wasted or anything, but I mean, I feel good. I feel so good, in fact, that at this very moment, I have no idea where I was going with that conversation. And I'm just trying to make things up. What were we talking about?
You're talking about how you told her your name was Robert.
Oh, you were making fun of me because I said, I feel very fluent right now. Like, like I'm not so uptight. I'm relaxed. Did I say it again?
I know.
But, I sent her the message and I was like, my name's Robert McKnight, but my friends call me Fat Bob. And ever since then,
I wish I could have seen her face.
I didn't see her face, but since then, I wish
I could have seen her face when she read that. What is this?
The first time she called me after that,
for real?
The first time she called me, she goes, "Hey, Fat Bob." I said, "Hey, what's up?" So like
That poor woman.
she calls me Fat Bob now. It's pretty awesome. Once again, 20 weeks, and I haven't really drank since you've been pregnant. So I really feel out of the zone right now.
Deserve a pat on the back.
Not a pat on the back. No, I'm just saying
I
that
have half a bottle of wine in there that I didn't get to finish before I found out I was pregnant.
I'm so lost right now. You're going to have to hold this show together. Like, I forgot
I don't
where
know
I
what
was
we're
even
supposed
going.
to be talking about. You're the one who's like, let's record, and I was like, okay.
You're right. It's my fault. I am having fun, though. I'm glad you're here.
I live here.
You do. Not for very much longer, thank God. Not that,
You're
not
gonna
that,
kick
not
me
that I'm
out.
kicking you out. Like, we're getting a different place.
I don't care how pregnant you are. Pack your bags and get out.
It's going to be real awkward when you're sitting down on the sidewalk washing your hair in the rainwater when I'm walking to work. I'll pay you $10 to come and watch the kids while I go to work. Use the shower upstairs, Katie. So, because I didn't have any topics, I did the only natural thing, and I reached out to social media.
Didn't you have stuff from last time that we
I
didn't
did.
get to?
There was a couple things, and like I know some of it was Stacy. She left us something, and I'm just gonna say that I'm not going back to look for it. Maybe next time, because we had such a good response from a couple people on here that I feel like I don't need to.
Now, how do you think that makes Stacy feel?
Some of the stuff we're talking about is coming from her.
Like, I know it was Stacy. I'm just not gonna go back and look for it.
No, I'm gonna. She
Jeez, Louise.
she posted new stuff, so we're gonna talk about that. But what Stacy gave us is in the bank. Like, it's there. I don't even know where it's at. I think it was on our Facebook page somewhere. So we're gonna start from the beginning.
Well, speaking of Facebook, real quick, I just want to take a second because I can't remember. I know we talked about it last time, but I can't remember if I thanked everybody for just the overwhelming response and all the really nice words and kind words that people had to say about our video. We did.
Oh yeah, good Lord, had like 3,000 or 4,000 views. It's out of control,
and
man.
Like, just so many people, congratulated us and had just really sweet things to say, and just thank you. That's so awesome, and we appreciate every single person that took the time to comment, to that was our special moment with our family, and we wanted to share it with everybody. So everybody who, watched it and commented, whatever, shared, thank you. Thank you for all the kind words. We really appreciate it. So, okay, go ahead and continue.
I'm really glad that, we're having a boy, and I had a lot of fun with the gender reveal, but if you watch that video, the absolute best part of the day was after it was over and you turned your head and you were like, it's a boy, and I sprayed that can and that stuff went right in your mouth. Oh, it's so good. It was so funny. Okay.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
You know what I talked about, Stacy, and
I had a bad taste in my mouth for 30 minutes. For real. That stuff, I'm sure there's a warning on the can somewhere that it does not go in your mouth.
Yeah.
That's yucky.
Okay, back to social media. The first post was from her, and she said it was about burning food and best foodgasm. I'm assuming by burning food, she's probably talking about cooking it. And foodgasm is actually going to be a really funny topic to talk about, but I'm really sorry we're not going to do it here. I'm going to save that one. I'm banking that one for the Patreon episode. And I'll tell everybody why. The last episode, we talked about having the realtor call me Fat Bob and whatnot, and I talked about my weight a little bit, and you had a pretty good idea of me using that podcast to kind of have the listeners hold me accountable, because that's what I'm good at, trying to lose weight. And I think this foodgasm would be a good topic to go into that for the next Patreon episode. So, I'm going to save that. Is that okay with you?
That's okay with me.
Cool. But she did post something else that I thought we'd talk about. She said, advice question. Do you believe in the golden rule? Treat others the way you want to be treated, or treat others the way that you are being treated. If someone is a butthole to you, does that mean they want you to be a butthole? Are you going to say something first, or what are we doing?
I absolutely believe in the golden rule, and that you should treat others how you would like to be treated. I know that is very difficult sometimes, a lot of times, most of the time in today's world.
Mm-hmm.
There are people sometimes that are big old buttholes, sometimes people are just having an off day. Sometimes you take things the wrong way. And, people rub you the wrong way whenever they don't mean to. Or sometimes people have things going on that you don't know anything about. And then sometimes there's no reason at all. They're just jerks. But you don't know.
Sometimes you don't know.
So yeah, I'm not saying that I am the best at executing it. I flipped a guy off the other day in the car.
It was me, and then she was like, "Fat man," and ran into the bedroom.
No, that's not something that I do. Like, that's not me. That's not something that I just go around doing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I was at a red light, and I was turning right. So, I mean, I could have gone when there was no traffic, but there was cars coming. And like, he was honking at me to go. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I can't. And I had my kids in the car.
Right.
And like, he's honking at me. So then like, the light turns green. We both go. And then he's like, on my freaking bumper, like being a jerk, just so he can get to the next light and turn left. So he had to sit there and wait.
Yeah, the rest of us.
So like he like floors it and like gets over in the left-hand turn lane, and so for a second he's like beside me, and I was just like, because he really made me mad.
When she said that noise, she held up her middle finger and waved it around the room. I think sometimes you forget this is an audio thing.
That's why I made the sound effects.
Like, I don't think anybody's going to associate that with...
Everybody doesn't make that noise when they stick up their middle finger?
I don't think so. I don't think people go and go, I really feel like that's a kind of an insensitive sound, honestly.
I was like, dude, I get really... The mama bear comes out in me when people drive stupid around
I hate that nobody sees the mama bear thing but me, really, because I see it when it comes out and it scares the hell out of me.
I am a very calm and passive person, but like, that is one thing I cannot tolerate is people driving stupid and dangerous around me in my car, especially when my children are in the car. Because I'm like, dude, you're going to a freaking red light to turn left. Why are you in such a hurry that you're wanting to put me and my children in danger? And like, I want to get out and I want to have conversations with people. Like, just ask them, why?
Yeah, just wait here for a second. Let me set the microphone up. We're going to have a talk right here in the middle of the road.
So, anyway, back to what we were talking about. I'm not saying that I'm perfect at all.
What were we talking about?
The golden rule.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm not always perfect.
It's going to be a long show.
At treating people how I want to be treated. But I mean, that is something I strive for in my life. I am, like, overly nice to people, and sometimes I feel like they don't deserve it, but you reap what you sow. I believe that with all my heart. So, yeah, that's my feelings on the subject.
For me, I don't necessarily believe in the golden rule. But that being said, I think that the golden rule, it sort of applies to the way that I live life. I'm not nice to people so that people will be nice to me. Like, I don't treat people with respect because I believe that I should be treated with respect. I do it just because I feel like it's what you should do. You ain't walking around
asking yourself, what would Jesus do? Huh?
You know? No. Kevin Smith.
How are we going to talk about Jesus and Kevin Smith in like this?
You really shouldn't. You shouldn't talk about Kevin Smith and Jesus in the same sentence. Sorry, no, this is where I'm going. I swear I have a plan here. He said one time, and I loved it. I loved it. He said, you don't have to have superpowers to be a superman or a superwoman. You just don't be a dick. Like, you can be a good person. Like, you can be a hero. You can be someone that somebody looks up to. You can be someone that the world needs, as long as you're not mean. Now, I'm not mean. I don't have a mean bone in my body, but I have angry ones. I have angry bones and I have vindictive bones. I have those bones, but I don't have mean bones. So, like, if you're cool to me, like, I'm going to be cool to you. It's not because of the golden rule. It's just, that's just the way I am, you know? But, like, if you're a jerk, oh, good Lord. Like, the things that'll come out of me or the things that I'll do are a little bit different than probably the average person. Like, I don't know, when something rubs me the wrong way, I have a hard time just going, hey, that rubbed me the wrong way. Let me move on to something. I'm just like, I want that guy's house to burn down. I'm not saying that I'm going to burn somebody's house down. It's just like I go real negative real fast. But as long as you're cool with me, I'll be cool with you. So I don't necessarily live by the golden rule, but like it pretty much applies to the way that I live. Like I just feel like, you know, if you're cool with me, then I'm cool. But I don't be nice to people hoping that people will be nice to me. That's not the way I live life. I just feel like you should be
I
nice.
don't think it's like, oh, I'm going to be nice and just hope that people are nice in return. I think it's more so if some people are going to be rude or mean or just jerks for no reason to you at all.
Right.
But if you don't give people a reason to be mean to you, then the chances are a lot less. You know what I mean?
I think we agree. We just had a long way of saying that I agree.
And it's harder to be mean to someone who has been nice to you. Am I right?
Yeah.
If someone has been nothing but nice to you, it's hard for you to just go and just be mean to them, right? I mean, unless you're just deep down just a horrible person.
I don't think anybody's going to have that issue with me because the first time you're mean to me, that you're cut off. Like I cut people off real fast. Like I'm not easily offended. Like there's really nothing on the internet that I'll read and I'll be like, oh my God, I'm offended. That's not who I am. But like if you go out of your way to be a jerk to me, I just cut you off. Like I have nothing to do with you. I don't have time in my life for that mess. I don't. So no, I don't necessarily believe in the golden rule, but it's sort of the way that I live my life. Be cool to me, I'll be cool to you, and we can keep being cool, and let's just be cool, right?
Be cool.
Be cool. Okay, next one. Tim, his suggestion was for us to talk about Donald Trump.
Oh my gosh.
I told him, no.
We don't talk politics here.
Yeah, we don't. He did have a good idea, because I told him, I was like, just scroll up or down on Facebook, you'll get all the Donald Trump you need, your little heart can handle. And he said, not for me anymore. He's been doing that thing where, like, you can be friends with somebody on Facebook, but just, like, not see their feeds. So anybody that talks a lot about politics or Donald Trump, he just, like, he unfollows them. I was like, that is a really good idea. And, like, I feel like that's what I should do.
I feel like that's what a lot of people should do. People get so uptight about politics. That's why, like, we kind of make it a rule. We do not talk about politics here. Because you and I, we talk about politics in our own personal life.
And we don't talk a lot about it.
And no, not a lot. But I mean, you know, if we'll talk about certain issues, you know, current events and whatnot. And even you and I, like, as much as we agree on and have the same beliefs and values, we still, like, sometimes disagree on things and the way we feel about things. So
just go ahead and tell everybody we're part of the spaghetti squad. We wear the colanders on our head and we think that the spaghetti monster's coming back and sorry.
No, absolutely not. But I feel no need to put in my 2 cents about politics, especially where the internet is concerned. There's plenty of it out there. The internet does not need my opinion. Unless I feel like I have something to say that is really going to change people's minds, I feel like it's pointless. Because it's either going to go one of two ways. People are either going to agree or
disagree.
They're going to disagree. Yeah. And I feel like this country, and I mean the world, but especially this country is so polarized as it is. Why should I add to that at all?
You shouldn't, and I shouldn't. And I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on here, and you can judge me if you want to. I don't know enough about anything to make a solid decision. Like,
I don't know.
I get up and I go to work, and some weird stuff happens to me, and then I come home, and like,
you make it sound like your job is like
not necessarily weird stuff happens to me at work.
Like, I go to work and
just
weird
like
stuff happens
when I leave the house, like the time I fell down the stairs, like weird stuff happens. I come back, I talk about it. Like we take care of the kids, and I just live my life. And I don't have time to dive into all of this stuff that other people are diving into. I'm just kind of like, I hope we don't go to war. That's what I want out of what's happening right now. I don't want to go to war. That's the only thing. Keep the gas prices down and don't drop any nuclear bombs. That's my view on politics. That's it. That's all I want. And low taxes. So I need some money and to not die. That's really what I want out of my government. So if anybody that can do that, I'm good. What do we have next? Okay, there's another Tim. This is a different Tim. This is a new Tim. We've never talked about this Tim. He's just recently started listening to our show. And, he's actually I guess like an amateur comedian. Like he does stand up comedy. I say amateur. That's not meant to be like a jab or anything. I mean, what I'm saying is I don't think he's ever been on. He ain't
got his own Netflix special.
No, nothing like that. He's never been on Letterman, or he might have been on, I don't know anything about him. This dude could be super famous and like I'm digging a hole right now. I don't know what's going on.
He called me amateur.
Yeah. I think he's got a Facebook page called Comedic Ginger, maybe. But, seems like a pretty cool guy. I know him from a while back, and he actually used to rent movies from you, right?
I think so. If he's the same guy I'm thinking about. I think he used to come in Movie Gallery. I'm not entirely sure. So, Tim, if you listen to this, did you rent movies from the Leland Movie Gallery?
The Tim with a Y, not the Tim with an I.
Tim number 2.
Yeah, Tim. There you go. Tim 2. That's going to be his name. We got Tim 1 and Tim 2. Tim with the I and Tim with the Y. He had a couple of different things. He wanted to know how we felt about people wearing flip-flops with socks. And, I don't really care. I mean, just being real.
Well, it depends on the type of socks. Because I personally...
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No.
It does. Now, have you know the toe socks? Like
when I
gloves?
say it doesn't matter, I'm just saying like I don't think it's a topic that I want to talk about.
No, I'm just saying. Do you know the socks I'm talking about?
Sure.
They look like gloves,
right.
but they're for your feet. Like
There's no way I could ever wear that in my life.
They go on each individual toe. You can totally wear flip-flops with those. I'm not saying you should. I have before when I was like in high school, a long, long time ago. But like regular socks, like, if you can deal with that in your life, having your socks stuck between your toes like that, then more power to you. Go right ahead. I couldn't deal.
There's not many things in the world that make me like cringe up and get anxious, but that sort of stuff does.
Your socks, yeah. Like, I'm just saying when the seam of my sock ain't sitting on my toes right, it bothers me.
I don't like things in the cracks and crevices of my body.
You don't wear flip-flops, period, because you cannot handle the thing between your toes.
Nope.
We got you some flip-flops one year, just specifically just to wear on the sand at the beach.
And I was like, no, just burn my feet off. I would rather the sand burn my feet than to wear flip-flops.
Because you are one of those people, you will wear sneakers out on the beach and get them full of sand.
I will.
Or either burn your feet off before you would wear flip-flops.
3rd-degree burns before I wear flip-flops.
Those flip-flops, you wore them one time. And by the time we got on the beach,
I mean, like, first of all,
you were like saying bad words.
First of all, it's that
rubbing between my toes.
The most important thing is that thing between my toes. I don't like things between my digits. I don't like jewelry. Like, the only jewelry that I really wear are earrings and this wedding ring. And the earrings I'm okay with because they don't go in any cracks or crevices. Like, I put a hole there. Like, there's no filling there like there is. Like, I couldn't wear something under this part of your earlobe right here. How do you explain this to the listeners what I'm touching right now?
Why would you wear something?
You wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, if I had something right there, it would bother me. Explain to them what I'm talking about. I'm having a hard time with it. Just like
beneath your earlobe?
Yeah, this piece of skin that connects the side of your face to your earlobe. Like, if there was something there, it would bother me. But the earrings inside of my ears, it's fine. I don't feel them. Like, it's not weird. My wedding ring. We've been married for going on 10 years. It's going to be a 10-year anniversary in June. I hate wearing this wedding ring.
Jeez Louise.
It's not anything against you. It's just the fact that there's something.
Well, God bless you for wearing it.
In between my digits every night.
The sacrifices you have to make in marriage.
Yeah, every day, like, I move it around because it bothers me. Like, I don't like things in between my digits. Any cracks or crevices that I have should be just that.
I haven't been able to wear my rings for a while.
You got the hot dog sausage
swelling in my
finger thing going
fingers.
On. But those are my feeling on flip-flops. I don't know how people wear them. I can't wear them. Whether they wear socks or not, I could care less. Now, his next question. It's sort of like a comment. I think he was kind of asking what we think about it. And it's about strippers. Strippers' pivotal role in men's ability to cope with life.
Like, what are my thoughts on that?
Honestly, once again,
I think if you need a stripper to cope with life,
you've got bigger problems than strippers.
You probably need something more than a stripper, like a therapist.
Sure. I didn't really have any thoughts on that, but I did think of a good stripper story. And I'm not sure if we've ever... You know what? I say this all the time. I don't know if I talked about this or not yet. My memory is horrible. We're reaching 80 episodes almost. At this point, I'm just going to talk about what I think about. And if you've heard it before, sorry. But I do have a good stripper story. But before I share that with you, Patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show. You can go there if you want to hear more stories over and over again, stripper stories, whatever stories. We talked a little intervention thing. You do the Patreon stuff. Tell the people what to do.
Go there and give us your money.
Amazing, right? She's a talent. Oh my God, the talent that just flows. There's no wonder why everybody's like, Katie, that's
Look,
the one.
Let's not sugarcoat it.
This should be the Katie and Bob show. Like, that's the way it should be.
No flowery words needed.
No.
Just, hey, if you like our show, go there, donate some money. Like, you can, $1.
$1.
My goodness.
We're not asking for one person to give us $1 million. We're simply asking for 1 million people to give us $1.
Yeah.
It's a completely different thing.
And then if you choose to do more than $1, we have prizes.
Rewards. They're called rewards.
Well, I'm going to call them prizes.
Prizes. We're calling them prizes. Welcome to the Katie and Bob show where we give away prizes.
So for one single little bitty dollar a month,
yeah,
you get to join our community.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to hear all of the episodes.
Yeah, we have 7 up right now. Like 7 bonus episodes, 7 more episodes. And they're not cut as hard. So like, there's some stuff that if it would have been the regular show, might not would have made it.
Mm-hmm. What is it for $5?
For $5, you...
And I will write you a handwritten letter.
Maybe.
I still have 2 of those.
You have 2 of those to write, yeah.
I really gotta you never remind me.
I'm reminding you now.
Until we're sitting here recording,
yeah.
and you're like, you need to do that. So anyway, I will write you a handwritten letter
and
mail it to you along with a sticker.
To your house.
To your mailbox.
Handwritten letter. Who gets those nowadays? Nobody gets handwritten letters. Amazing. Like, you feel great. I haven't gotten a letter in a long time.
I'm one of those people, I like to do thank you cards in the mail. And I like to send invitations in the mail. I don't know. I'm like old fashioned like that. I like it. It's just so much better and more personal.
That's right. So if you could get on that writing of a letter thing for me, that'd be fantastic.
I will. I promise I will. And the next one is it 10 or 15?
15. The Creeper Cast.
Yeah. So for $15,
$15, we embarrass you. That's all. That's what it comes down to.
It's all in good fun.
Yeah, it is in good fun.
So for $15 a month. And you can like do it just one time if you wanted to. Like you can cancel it whenever you want. You sign up and it's like an automatic thing, but you can cancel it at any time. So if you wanted to just do like a one-time donation, you just sign up for the 1 month and then you can cancel it. So anyway, $15, the Creeper Cast. Will you not tell people that they can cancel it? You can't cancel. Once you start giving us money, that's you're locked in for life.
You can drop back down. Like if you want to do the Creeper Cast, like we're not, like if you decide to give us $15 a month, we're not doing the Creeper Cast for you every month. That's not going to happen. We would love for you to donate $15 a month. That's amazing. But like if you want to do the Creeper Cast but don't want to do $15 a month, you can do the $15 one time. And then once it charges you, you can adjust to what you want to do. Like, we haven't really had too many negative ones. Like, a lot of times when I get these messages where people adjust, it's always going up. Mm-hmm. So.
But yeah, we will.
Andrew, thanks, buddy.
We'll check out your Facebook page. We'll Google you. Check your Twitter.
Then we'll talk about it.
I mean, like, we're not going to, hack your account. We're going to just look at the things you've posted, your photos and whatnot, and just discuss what we found.
Sure. It's gonna be great.
It'll be fun.
We're gonna have one of those eventually.
To do that so bad, like, because I'm a nosy person,
and I want it to be a stranger.
I'm such a nosy person.
Like, I'm so nervous it's gonna be like a family member.
And like, I'm not mean. We might pick fun. It's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Do you think is that why nobody's done it? Or are they scared of what we'll say?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my gosh! Somebody please do that.
Yeah.
I want somebody to do it so bad. I think it would be so fun. And then for
$25. Now this one's real special. This one is really special. For $25.
For only $25.
Only $25, you can be a guest on the show.
You're not coming to our house though.
You probably won't come to our house. It might be like a phone thing. Now, here's why this is special. If you've listened to us, like
we don't have guests.
We don't.
I personally, I don't like having guests, and that's nothing against anyone at all. It's just, it's harder when you have more people. It is.
Not only that, but we record at such weird times. And there's never like, hey, we're going to record on Tuesdays at 5:00. It's always like, hey, the kids finally went to sleep and I'm not pissed off. Let's record. Like, that's how it works. There's
nights that we plan on recording and we don't because the kids, stayed up sounded like they were building things in their bedroom till 11 o'clock at night and whatnot. And then we're just too tired and aggravated by then. And so it's really hard to have guests.
Now, to clarify on that, or, you know, a little bit more, it's not that we don't, you said you don't want guests. Like, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with guests. I like having different things.
It's challenging.
But I mean, like, it's not just like we hate people. I'm working,
Well, no, I'm just
you know,
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm working on the My Career Hour right now with, you know, the lead singer of the band that you and I both
With
grew up loving.
Herrera.
And he's going to be on the show one day. And he's emailed me a couple times like, hey, let's do this show. And I'm like, oh, we can't really do it. And like,
he's like touring around the globe, and he's like, come on, when do you want to do this? And we're like, I stay at home with 2 kids, and I'm like,
I'm too busy.
I'm too busy. I'm just really
like,
busy right now, Mike. I'm really busy with life. I'm so sorry.
He's literally going to Japan in like 2 weeks, and then he's going to Mexico the week after. I mean, like, he is traveling the globe, and I'm like, I got twins at home. I can't do anything, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you know, if he was to pay the $25, I guess we would have to do it. So I know, Mike, I know you listen to the show, buddy. I'm just waiting for you to pay that $25.
Oh my gosh.
And that's strange too, right? Like, we grew up listening to his music. I mean, like, he's a rock star. That's all there is to it. It's insane.
Like, every time we talk about, you know, oh, we really need to get this scheduled and have Mike on the show, like, my heart, like,
that's gonna be my favorite part. You know,
I feel like my face is getting flushed just talking about it. And I'm like nervous just talking about it.
I can't imagine how you feel, because I know that you're like a way bigger fan than I am. Like, I love MXPX, and, you know, Mike Herrera, the super awesome guy.
Like,
you're just gonna cut me off in the middle of that?
Yeah. I used to have posters.
You're flustered right now.
His picture, like, literally, like, right beside of my head, where, like, where I slept in my bed. Like, it was, like, right there on my wall. Like, yeah.
You can't say stuff. He listens to this show. You can't say stuff like that.
I was gonna marry him, okay? That was the plan. I was gonna meet him, and he was just gonna fall in love with my sparkling personality, I guess. And yeah.
Which is very easily to do. I did it.
And, I was gonna be Mrs. Herrera.
But, you know, like, how long have I been working with him now? A couple months.
Yeah, it's been several months.
Several months.
Sure, so.
And, like, still now, whenever he sends me a text message or calls me, I'm like, oh God.
I know that
like, I'm still not used to it. You know what I mean?
One time, like, he called your phone rang, and you were like, can you see who that is? And it said Mike Herrera. I said,
I know, I looked at you and I said, answer the phone.
Yeah, I'm like nervous laughing.
And you just ran off like a little, I don't even know how to explain it. You just you pranced away like you were like a fairy or something. It was crazy.
I was like, no, I can't talk to him.
Yeah. So, patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show, brought to you by the Mike Herrera Hour. No, he's super good guy. Like, if we ever make it that big, like, I hope that we can be as down to earth, and like, he communicates with his fans, like, constantly. It's out of control. Such an inspiration, and like, someone to look up to. I feel like I almost fibbed a little bit to kind of get in. You know, like, I offered, you know, our services when he was looking for it, but I wasn't like, oh my God, Mike, I'm such a big fan, because I knew that would come off super creepy.
The first time I met him, I went to a show, and I was like beside myself with excitement. And then after the show, went out back, I waited in line to get his autograph. But whenever it was my turn, like, what do you say? Like, my mind just went blank. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was something like, you're my favorite.
You're my favorite. And you just like held something up.
You're my favorite. Can I have your autograph? Like, I never felt so stupid in my entire life.
No, I get it.
Like, you're my favorite.
I get it. It was like that. I know we've talked about this before, but it was when we went to,
I mean, they're my favorite band and have been since I was like 15.
This is what I'm talking about, guys.
In person.
I'm trying to tell her something right now, and she's not even listening to me. Like, she is so wrapped up. I'm going to go ahead and schedule this, like, soon. It's going to be fun. We'll get a babysitter, make sure there's no kids in the house. It's not going to be like when the Pink Ranger stood us up. Like, he's actually going to call. But, Yeah, anyways,
Well, you like have his phone number.
I do.
I think Rachel wouldn't give you your.
No, she was like, "I'll call you." Ha ha ha.
Maybe.
Patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show. So the stripper story.
Oh, we're going back to strippers, huh?
We are.
So you never, wait, I'm curious, like, you never put in your input.
Of what?
Of what, I can't remember how you worded it. Needing strippers to cope with life.
Oh, I don't need that. I think that's sort of gonna answer.
Like, are you just, okay, you're obviously talking to me.
Sure.
Your wife.
Yeah.
Of almost 10 years.
Right.
Mother of your children.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You're wanting to know what I think about it, and I promise you with the story that I'm about to tell is going to answer all the questions that you're asking.
No, I'm pretty sure I know your feelings. I just want to clarify for any listeners that you're not just like, oh, I don't need strippers. I don't like seeing naked ladies. Oh.
Well, I didn't say I don't like seeing naked ladies. All right? I didn't say that at all. I'm very fond of the naked ladies. It's just that not like, I mean, that came out creepy. Here we go. Back to creepy Bob. I like the female body, but I'm to the point in life now where like, it's you. Like, I like you.
You better say that.
If, if a woman goes walking down the street naked, I'm gonna look. For two reasons. One, it's a naked lady, and two, she's in the street and something's fixing to happen. Like, something's wrong. So, I mean, I'm gonna pay attention. But like, there's no want in me to go out to find other naked ladies. I
mean, I understand that there are men who feel differently and go see strippers for enjoyment. But like, if you need to go see strippers to cope with life,
you should try alcohol. Sorry, it's probably not good advice.
Yeah, don't listen to Bob. He's a bad influence. But yeah, seriously, like, is that like a thing? Like, people need to see strippers to cope with life?
Well, why not? I mean, like, look.
My life is pretty darn stressful, and I've never thought to resort
Everybody has their own thing, Katie. That's what you have to remember.
I know that.
For me, it's not strippers. But I'm an emotional eater. Like, there's a lot of times when I get super stressed out, I go get some pizza or sherbet ice cream. That's the best. I'll eat a whole tub of sherbet ice cream if I'm super stressed out. Popsicles. Oh, good God almighty. Here we're about to go into foodgasm right now. Like, I love some food, man, and it makes me feel better. Like, when I'm eating it, I'm just like, oh God, I'm happy again. I'm happy. I was really mad a few minutes ago, but right now things are great. And that's a big part of why I'm so large. I'm a large guy because I'm an emotional eater. So yeah, I'm sure that there are people out there that don't feel the same way about food that I do.
No, I understand.
And maybe they're like, boobies, now I'm happy. Like, this makes me feel better. I gotta go to this strip club.
Well, I mean, and I think same thing. You're like, if you need food to cope, that's not healthy either. So.
It's not healthy. Look at me. It's not healthy at all.
If you need, alcohol to cope with life, if you need any of the unhealthy things to cope, and I'm not sitting here trying to be judgy or anything.
I'm literally holding alcohol in my hand.
I'm this is probably coming across so like, oh, look at Katie, she's a goody. No. I'm not trying to like say, oh, I don't have my life together. My life is chaos, so I'm not trying to judge anyone.
I know. I haven't seen you put makeup on in 5 days. It's okay. You're beautiful.
No, I totally get everybody has their own coping mechanisms.
Thank God you skipped over that comment. Everybody has their own thing. So my stripper story.
Yes, please tell me your stripper story.
When I was 18.
This better not be no story you spring on me that I've never heard before, and I'm gonna go, what?
I think you've heard this story before.
You better hope I've heard.
When I was 18 or 19, I had never gone to a strip club. And my older brother, which I'd actually, at this point, I'd only known for maybe 3 or 4 years. That's a whole different story.
Like your brother?
But he was working a job and got one of his fingers almost completely cut off, which, like every other male in my family, there's only 2 of us now that haven't like almost lost digits. That's why I don't do things with my hands other than music. But he was real upset with the company that he worked with, that he got his hand cut up. I don't know why he was upset, but he ended up winning a lawsuit and getting a lot of money through like workers' comp or something like that. And I think his goal was to take that money and just blow it. So he gives me a call and he's like, hey, have you ever been to a strip club? And I was like, no, I've never been. He's like, well, I'm taking you tonight. So my older brother takes me to a strip club and we walk in there with no exaggeration, thousands of dollars.
Ballin'.
Thousands. Now, let me explain to you how this strip club was set up. There was a stage, right? And on the stage, there was some poles. Now,
of course, what strip club is not complete without poles?
there you
right?
go. Well, on one side of the stage were the, like, the round tables where the people were sitting, you know, the bar was back there and you would look at the stage. Well, on the other side of the stage was like some booths.
Like the VIP.
And it was the
section.
VIP. And that's where we ended up. In order to get in this VIP section, you had to buy like a $600 bottle of champagne. And he bought it. And we didn't drink a drop of it. He was pouring glasses for the strippers. Now, I don't know the exact number, but I want to say maybe there were 10 lady dancers that night. And at any given time, 8 of them were in our booth. And the other 2 were working the crowd of like 70 or 80 people. But here's the thing. The people that were on the other side of the stage could see us. So like, they knew
You was taking all the
we were
ladies'
taking
attention.
all the women. And my brother, Wayne, God bless him, he was just throwing money out. I have no idea how many thousands of dollars we spent that night. Now, why am I telling this story? It sort of answers the question that he's asking. Did I have fun? I did. I'm not gonna lie. I was single. There were naked women everywhere. They seemed legitimately interested in me, but obviously
I'm sure they
I'm
were.
smarter than that now, and I know they weren't. They wanted to talk, they wanted to be friendly, they wanted to sit in my lap, they wanted to do all the stuff that makes me go, Wayne, give them some more money, so they hang around. And they were like vultures, man. That's why, like, when there were 10 of them, there were 8 of a circle, and I'm sure there was some manager somewhere going, okay, ladies, well, at least 2 of you's got to be walking around the tables over here while a couple dance on the stage. But I mean, like, if there were 80 people there, we had 90% of the women at our table, just 2 of us. It was exciting. And it was erotic to some extent, you know, because I mean, it was naked women dancing. But here's the thing. When I left that night, I didn't get laid or anything.
You went home alone.
I did. I went home alone. And I was like, I think we slept in a hotel room, like me and him. And I was laying there in the bed going, well, this is weird.
I went home with him.
Like I spent all night getting really excited and then nothing. And that's what happened. And I'm like, I don't think I like this. And that was it. I think I went 2, maybe 3 more times to a strip club, but it wasn't in the same capacity. Like, I think one time, I think you went with me actually. Like, we stopped in because we were with a group of people and they knew somebody that worked there.
I wasn't just hanging around a strip club just because.
Does your family know that you went in a strip club one time?
No,
They might now.
Our old roommate, her dad was a manager.
Yes, that's what it was.
And we had gone out to dinner. She was with us.
Yeah.
And she needed to speak to her dad. So we walked in and
And that was it. Like, and I think the only other time I went was, when I was working at a tattoo shop. The guy that owned it, I was driving with him one day and he's like, hey, we're going to the strip club. And I'm like, okay. And it was very weird. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen. Like, we walk in and he's like, we're going back here. And we go to the back and, we're just standing there, like not at a table. We're not getting alcohol. I think that maybe he went frequently, but it was kind of weird. Like, we just waited and like he wasn't talking. I was like, this is strange. And then all of a sudden this girl got up on the stage and she started dancing. And like he lit up, like he liked this particular girl.
Oh.
He walks to the stage and pulls out this wad of money and does this thing where he's just like hitting the dollars. And I'm sure there were 5s and he had a lot of money. And he's just like spraying her with money for like not 3 minutes. It was probably like a minute. He gets done, right? She doesn't really touch him. He doesn't touch her. He just throws the money at her. Then he walks back over to me and he's like, all right, let's get out of here. And we leave. And I'm like, that was the strangest thing ever.
Yeah.
So like, there's some story there and I don't know what it is.
You'll never know.
And I won't because we don't communicate anymore. And I think we're on bad terms. So into that. So, anyways, as far as guys like using strippers to cope with their problems, I'm sure there are some. I don't know that it's the healthiest thing to do, but at the same time, what I do to cope with my problems is really not healthy. Like, you're never gonna have so many strippers that you have a heart attack. I know you might. But
I go broke first.
I definitely could have enough hamburgers that like my arteries start to give out. So I'm not the one to judge and go into that.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. The stripper and Bob story. Nothing crazy. It wasn't for me. Tim with an I, Tim number 1 says Duke and UNC play tonight. I think he really just said that because he knows I don't care. We're not interested. And then, Megan commented and she said, but Duke is playing tonight. Once again.
Megan is my best friend and she is a huge Duke fan.
The next person is Michelle. I'm pretty sure she doesn't listen to the show. I think we're just like friends on Facebook and she just wanted to contribute. She said her comment was spring training for baseball, NBA, or the Carolina and Duke game. So there's a lot of people that are watching this Carolina and Duke game. We're not two of them.
I know that it's a very popular rivalry and it's a really, really big deal to a lot of people. We don't watch basketball though. I usually go, oh yeah, I hope Duke wins because my best friend likes Duke. But that's about as far as it goes. I know that sounds so lame. We're more, we're football people.
Yeah.
Not so much basketball.
And we got one more. Ashley, Ashley is the lady that you two had never really met, but like you guys had all the same, I don't know how to explain it. Like you guys did a lot of the same stuff. Like you even named your children the same. You were born close together. Like it was very weird situation. Yeah.
So like I've known of Ashley and I think I met her years and years and years ago. But yeah, I've known of her. Our moms have known each other. My mom's worked for her mom for like good grief most of my lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it turns out that Ashley and I have like a freaky amount of stuff in common. And when I say freaky, I mean freaky.
It's
like,
weird.
It's like we're like the same person.
Give some examples real fast. Let people know.
Like, okay, she had a daughter just a couple months before our twins were born. I think her Reagan was born in June, I believe. Yeah. And then our kids were born in September.
So you named your daughters the same name. And
yeah, so anyway, shortly after her daughter was born, my mom went to clean her place for her, because, you know, she was a new mom and everything. And my mom went in and, like, she's telling me, she's like, oh my gosh, she was like, it looks like it could have been your house. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, she apparently likes owls and things. And, like, I think, the baby nursery was decorated similar, and stuff like that. And then she said that her and Ashley were talking, and she said that the boy name that they had picked out, if they were going to have a boy, was Riley.
It's so crazy, man.
And I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah,
and then you named your kids Reagan and Riley.
Yeah. And then, like, it's gone on from there. Like, we both have thyroid disease. Which is, I mean, you know, lots of people do, but it's just one more thing.
We have diseases together. We're best friends.
It's just, like, it's like so many things. And then whenever we found out we were pregnant this time, I was talking to Ashley and she asked me what the due date was. And I said, our due date is June 24th. And she goes, oh my gosh, June 24th was my due date with Reagan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I told you.
Did you?
I did tell you. You probably didn't.
If we don't have the microphones up, I'm not listening to what you're saying.
Like, yeah, we literally, not in the same year, obviously, because, you know, her daughter is the same age as our twins. But yeah, my due date now is the same date that she was due with her daughter.
That's crazy.
And yeah, it's just been so many things like that. It's crazy.
Now, Ashley asked, who's the weirdest one in the relationship?
Oh.
And talk about quirks and pet peeves. Now, just so we're clear, I responded on Facebook and I said, it's me for sure. Like, I'm the weird one. But I also told her that I would let you expound on that.
Really? You think you're the weird one?
Absolutely.
I would have thought you said I was the weird one.
No, not at all. I mean, like, let me explain why I think I'm the weird one. I was very excited about doing this episode tonight, for the reasons that we discussed earlier. But about an hour before we did it, I was very concerned that we weren't going to do it, because we make it a rule almost that if we get aggravated or frustrated, we don't do the show. Because it is a comedy and it's supposed to be lighthearted and we're supposed to have fun.
We realized early on there was several times where we tried recording and kind of forced it when we were in bad moods.
And it just doesn't work.
And it didn't, we're like, nope.
Now, I was talking, this was before we started recording. I was talking about the room. Like we're going to have a house and I'm going to have my own little section that I'm going to put the podcast stuff up on. It's going to be, for lack of a better phrase, it's going to be my room. I'm not going to look at it as a man cave because that's not really what it's for, because it's going to be our stuff, right?
You told the realtor it was going to be our studio, and she said, "Oh, do you sing?"
No.
Like studio?
Yeah.
Like, really?
It is. It's going to be my studio. I don't care what she thinks. She's calling me Fat Bob. What does she know? But, the point is, I was excited because someone said they could get me a Red Bull, like little refrigerator. And I'm excited about that. And our relationship, the way that we work is I go, "Hey, I'm going to reach for the stars." And you go, "That's crazy. Just reach for the sky first and we'll see what happens."
You made it sound like I'm like the bubble burster.
No, you're the bubble burster. No, you're not the bubble burster. You're the one that can look at a situation and go, "Hey, I understand that you're excited about this, but here's the reality of it." And me being excited about this refrigerator, the reality of it is it's a small little room and I've already got a whole bunch of stuff going into it. And that's the way that you presented. You were like, "I don't want it to get cluttered." And my natural response was,
"It's my room.
That's basically what happened.
I do what I want." Katie, you're so mean.
I didn't say you were so mean, but I did say, look, I
so
said, it's my space. That's what I said to you. And then it was kind of aggressive. I was like, look, I'm buying this whole big old house. There's going to be 3 other bedrooms. There's going to be a garage, a yard. Like, you do whatever you want to with it. But this one little 10 by 10 room is mine. And I want to do whatever I want to do with it. And it got a little tense for a little bit. You know what I mean? And I guess the reason that I'm saying that I'm weird is because we're moving into a place where we're going to have a 5-person family now. We're going to have 3 kids. We're buying a house. And I'm just like, I want a room to record in. That's what I want. So yeah,
do you think that makes you the weird one?
I don't think that it makes me the weird one, but I think it puts me on a different road, maybe. Not that I want different things than you, but like, you're going to be excited about the family aspect of it. I'm like, I'm really excited that I get a room to put my comic books in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the dreamer. I'm definitely the weird one. Like, you look at me and you're like, "Hey, do really good at work because one day you might get a promotion and make more money." And I'm like, I want people to go to Patreon so I can talk for a living. Like, I'm the weird one.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think I'm the weird one. I think you are the dreamer and I'm the more realistic one.
Sure.
But I think, this is going to sound bad, but I think you're more selfish than I am.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm way more selfish than you are.
I don't mean that as an insult. I'm just saying, like, I'm like, oh, I have all these people in my family to think about, and you're like, well, this is what I want to do.
Oh, no, that's realistic.
Different from being weird. I really would have thought you said I was the weird one.
No, not at all. I know that
I think it's completely different things.
No, I'm definitely the space cadet of the group. Like, I'm out there, man. Like, I do all the weird stuff. Like, I watch the weird movies. I do the weird projects. Like, I'm the one that's always doing strange things and going, "Hey, we should do this. We should." For our last patron episode, I was like, "Let's play Pokemon while we do it." Like, I come up with the weird stuff. I'm the space cadet for sure. For sure. Now, you have your quirks. Absolutely you do. You do things sometimes and I'm like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with you?" But I mean, like, it's not crazy. Like, your stuff is like everything that you do that I look at and I go, "Man, this is insane." Like, the way that she's acting right now, it has logic behind it. But the stuff that I'm trying to do, there's absolutely no logic. I'm like, let's put a refrigerator in the podcast room. First of all, why?
I said, why do you need a refrigerator in the room?
You don't. I'm just like, it sounds cool. I like Red Bull. Like, I'm the weird one for sure.
Okay.
For sure I'm the weird one.
I'll give you that.
I'm the dreamer. Baby, I'm a dreamer. How's that song go?
I don't even know what song you're singing right
I might have just made that up.
I think you're making things up.
Hey, what do you want to do? So, there you go, Ashley. Bob is the weird one. Do you agree? You still don't agree?
No, I agree. I don't know.
I want you to say it.
What, that I agree?
No, I want you to say, "Bob, you're weird."
I tell you that all the time.
No, I want other people to know that you say it. Go ahead.
What? No, I don't want to just because you want me to.
Nope, say it.
Nope.
Just say it.
Nope.
Just say it. We'll sit here all night. if anybody remembers that noise from earlier, I just got flipped off. So, find your laugh.
Find your happy.